Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town, and here's what's coming up today. Luton head to Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup 4th round and do not disgrace themselves live on BBC One. Go down 3-1. It's a proud performance. Today we discuss everything about that, and we also take a look at Ryan Tunnicliffe back into the starting 11 for the trip to Chelsea. Also made an appearance against Brentford through the week. Is his career at Luton? Is that how we see it? Do we see him leaving this window? That's what we're going to discuss. And we also answer your Instagram questions and plenty more. And I've got Dave with me today and also Bataro over Zoom as always. Evening to you both.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello, Bataro. You looking well?
Oh, cheers. I don't feel too good.
Well, you're looking well.
Oh, well, cheers, Dave. Flattery. Love it.
Enjoy the football at the weekend?
Oh, yes. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think every single Luton fan enjoyed that, didn't they?
Just nice and different for once, isn't it? A bit of build-up, bit of publicity. BBC One, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, the only thing wrong was the co-commentator, let's be fair. But apart from that, it was all right.
Yeah.
She was shocking. Absolutely shocking. But there you go. That's it. We'd rather have been there, right?
Yeah. Well, I do every week, but yeah.
Are you walking around or something?
Hey, me? No. Just moving about. Oh, I'm holding the iPad because the case broke. Don't know if I ever told you that.
Yeah. Also, just going back to the commentary, I think Karen Carney made some silly comments, didn't she? But to be fair to her, I thought through the game she sounded like she'd done a bit more research than the main commentator. And in the 3-word reviews here, like Alex said, commentator Lua.
Lua. And also on the BBC reporting website, when they do the up-to-date stats and commentary as they go, they would refer to Luton players as Luton players. They wouldn't use their names 2 or 3 times. So, who cares? Who cares at the end? But it was a shocking commentary team. That's what I'm saying. Well,
3-word reviews from the Chelsea defeat on Sunday. Karen says, proud. Faithful Hatter says a decent performance. Richard said, made them work. Steve says, multi-ball shambles. George says, Sluga penalty save. Jordan, Werner can't score. Megan says, Pelly's best game. Mark and many others said, Cornick must score. Which, I guess we're going to get into that in a bit. But
you got to be proud of that performance. Come on, just think about where we were 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. Just think where we were and we competed for a bit in that game. We weren't disgraced. So you've got to be proud of the team for definite, 100%.
Can I just say about the Pelly as well? Pelly's best game. I agree with that. Was it Megan that said that?
Megan, yeah.
Mate, I texted. Was it you yesterday? I messaged in the group chat and I said that. I don't think I've ever seen him pull out the quality that he did yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. Because I'll be honest, I've been very disappointed with him recently. I say recent, last few months, I'm not going to lie. But, wow, incredible stuff.
Impressed with him?
So, yeah, massively, mate, honestly. I just looked at him, I thought, Jesus Christ, why can't you do that every week?
Do you think it's because of the opposition he's coming up against and the players he's coming up against? Does that bring the best out of him, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And maybe he's got a point to prove as well, hasn't he? So I'm sure Pelly himself, being the character that he is, would love to prove something like that. So look, that game that I had against Chelsea in the FA Cup, live on the TV, you know what I mean? But fair play to him. He had a great game.
I think we always raise our game against the better opposition. When you look back at some of our fantastic matches in the past, and in the recent past too, when a team's flying and or they're expected to beat us, we up our tempo, we play better. The likes of when we play, Wickham, we get dragged down to their level sometimes, and that's how I feel. So I think we did well yesterday. I think Pelly benefit from that. Yeah, he had a good game.
Well, going into the game, we made 4 changes from Brentford. I would normally tell you what they are because producer Jacob would normally put in our notes what them changes were. So I'm going to have to remember off the top of my head the changes. But Collins went out of the squad, didn't he? Clark came in. and Potts went out. You know what, producer Jacob, that's your job to tell me. Tell me them changes.
Well, don't look at me when you say these things.
But we made 4 changes from that Brentford squad. It was good that Lockie had his red card rescinded, rightfully so as well, and was in that back 4, back 5, whatever it was to start off with. It did look like we started with a back 5, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, to be honest. I think I was just more in like that mind of sort of like, oh my God, we've got Chelsea in the FA Cup, I'm not here. I think for the first 10 minutes, I had to come to terms with that we weren't there. I'll be honest.
It looked a lot easier for Chelsea in that first 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes of the game. Obviously, Nathan's already said he set the team up wrong to start with. So, he can take some of that blame. But we just didn't get a foot in at all, did we? Like if we'd have been there, you'd have been really urging them to get hold of that ball and just hold it for a couple of minutes, wouldn't you? That's all you're asking for. And we didn't get anywhere near them in that first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I think you got to look at the quality of the opposition you're playing against, and they're out there playing for their manager. Obviously, Lampard's lost his job today, but at the time they're out there, they're playing for Lampard. They've got world class players, and no, we've seen this from Nathan Jones. He said that in his post match today, the amount of money their players are worth. But it did take a while, didn't it, for us just to kind of settle down and maybe Batara just realise, like you've said, that they're playing at Stamford Bridge and playing Chelsea and these world-class players, and just get up to that speed of the game.
I don't like keep using the excuse, that we're a League One club that happened to luck into the Championship, because that's a lot of people think on teams like Little Luton. But you know what? Once we got hold of ourselves in the game, we performed well, and it's something for me as an older supporter that I've been used to seeing in the past, and I want to see more of.
Yeah, competing with the best.
Yeah,
or
absolutely. Or giving them a run. Give them the run, Did anybody realistically expect to beat Chelsea? I think the answer is no. You was hoping we might luck out, And I was like, if we'd have got back to 2-2, who knows what might have happened.
Well, I called producer Jacob on the way to work on Sunday, I think, before the game, and I was saying to him, if we're going to get any result today, I was like, we need Chelsea to be on there. They need to have a massive off day. We need to be on it, in every single department, and have a bit of luck still.
And don't concede early.
I guess you could say here. But
yeah. Well, we shouldn't have done, should we really? But hey-ho.
Well, we nearly did concede early. Abraham was played through on goal by Ziyech in, the 5th minute, I think. Sluga came out really quickly. Nice little block. And you're thinking, yeah, Sluga, he's going to have an all right game. Solid start. And then it's his, I guess you could say, mini mistake that does lead to their first goal.
Whose mistake is it, though? Is it not the official's mistake, or?
Yeah. Well, we've got a few group chats, haven't we, Batara? And you get the people who've only decided to turn up to watch Luton because they're on the BBC. And
of course, they
all jump on that bandwagon. I've never seen Sluga do anything good. And I get another mate text me saying, Sluga's just really bad, isn't he? And I'm just like, mate, that's if anything, if you can call that a mistake from Sluga with that goal kick, that's the first thing he's done this season. That's maybe been questionable.
Let's face it, it's not even a real mistake, is it? It's not like he's given a goal away.
No.
He's playing near the halfway line. You can still defend that. So anyone that goes on and says, Sluga's made a mistake, he's done this, he's done that, he's crap, then they're idiots, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of agree.
Place kick.
Yeah, I mean...
But then the build-up to the goal, and sorry, Dave, but the build-up to the goal then after that is, you know what I mean? It's, well, I can't explain it. I don't know if you can.
Well, first off, I would say about the goal kick, sometimes they go out, In normal circumstances...
He's not done that this season, has he, Sluga?
But in normal circumstances with the crowd there, the ball goes into the crowd or it comes back. They don't have a multi-ball. And in fact, it wasn't a multi-ball, was it? They were there just in case the ball got kicked into the stands, right? So they weren't officially playing a multi-ball game as far as the referee was telling Nathan Jones or the fourth official was telling Nathan Jones. So in them circumstances, when the goalkeeper kicks it out, it's not an issue, is it? Because you get time to regroup. The issue was they took the throw in from the wrong place. They took it from a quick ball that was just there. There was an extra ball on the pitch, which you would expect them to stop the game for in normal circumstances. Out of interest, I thought I'd look up some of the rules, and I can't tell you the rule numbers, but it's happened in other countries, and they've allowed the goal because the ball wasn't interfering with anything. However, you have to say that a couple of our players were looking at where the ball was. They were pointing out that the ball had been on the pitch. They weren't paying attention to the quick throw, and that's what caused us the aggro. So I think we were extremely unlucky for it not to have been ruled out. And also, if VAR was in control, why haven't they done it?
Well, this is another thing as well, VAR. Where's the VAR? Check the goal at least, or did they check it? I don't know, but I never heard anything about it.
I think the commentator said the VAR did check it and saw nothing wrong with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Which just sums up VAR, really, doesn't it?
You have to ask the question, and I mean, we're all firmly against VAR, really, to be fair, and here we are sitting calling for it. But you have to ask the question: how far back do you go to see if a goal is valid on a situation like that? Are you just looking at that bit where he's not offside? Did he throw it in properly? Did he foul throw it? Someone suggested on one of the social medias I read that maybe he had his foot up, so it was a foul throw. Did they check that? I don't know. How far back are they just checking that he said no one offside or whatever like that? So it was annoying, and it was annoying because it was so early, and then you suddenly thought, backs to the wall, we're in big trouble now.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I would like to see the goal again. I've only watched it a couple of times, but it'd be interesting to see who was meant to be marking Tammy Abraham when that ball gets pulled back. Was it Werner who pulls that ball back?
I remember. Whoever it was.
Mate, you're giving Tammy Abraham that much space on the edge of the box.
Mm-hmm.
But they took 3 players out of our team just by taking the ball from where it was in the wrong place. You be pedantic about it. You know that attackers or defenders, they walk up the line when they take a throw, and you know that happens. Right.
Do you know what? I'm surprised they were even allowed to pick that ball up, because being in stadiums and hearing everything the referees are saying to players, a lot of the time they are saying use the same ball throughout. Only use a ball if it goes into the stand and you can't.
Exactly.
Get it.
Exactly what we've just said. So the referee is responsible for enforcing that law, and the fourth official and the linesman should have said the same. They should have called it back. They should have called it back. Right. But would that have made a difference to the result? Who knows? But they should have called it back.
Well, 6 minutes later, it was 2-0, and at this stage, it was going to be, in your head, you think it's going to be a long day, and a looping ball in from Reece James. Abraham, again, you're going to give him that much space, and basically an open net. He's going to head it in, and we got to look at Sluga again. And I feel like this was a bit of what we saw last season, and it reminds me of like that Cardiff goal where Vassell scored, I think, in that second game of the season, where he's kind of come and then gone, actually, no, I'm not, and then he's just stuck. And and like I said, that's basically an open net for Abraham, and he's not missing.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like I always say to you boys, I say to everyone, if you're going to do anything, do it 100%. It doesn't matter if you fuck it up, just do it 100%. There's no 50-50. You either go for it or you don't. And unfortunately, he was caught in that little zone, that 50-50 zone.
Yeah, exactly that.
If you go and punch the ball, or, well, look, you'll never know he caught the ball because it was going to go. Well, it wouldn't have been a goal, would it? But if you go and punch his head or whatever and take him out and give away a penalty, fair enough.
I think if he doesn't come for that, it doesn't go in. I think he saves it. If he stays, he saves it. So it's indecision, really. Like you said, it's indecision. And do you know what? Over this season, in particular this season, since when Sluga's been in goal, I've been really pleased with him. You think, actually he's having solid games. That was a big mistake. I would say that was more of a mistake than the first thing that people are moaning to him about. Yeah,
don't get it wrong. I wouldn't hold it against him, though. I don't think it was that. Don't get it wrong. Obviously, it's a mistake. It is a mistake, but I'll be honest. I was pretty fuming about that goal when it went in. I thought to myself, it was just a mixture of everything. I mean, the defending, people were ball watching. That's what annoyed me more than anything. It wasn't the goalkeeping.
Do you think we were just too much in awe of them at some points? I thought.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. I mean, I think it was Naismith at one point. Was it Naismith for that goal?
He could have got out and blocked the cross quicker, couldn't he?
Yeah, he was jogging around the bloody edge of the area, not blocking or not closing down, not doing anything. You thought, mate, come on, you're playing against Chelsea for fuck's sake. Not like, with all due respect, not like a League Two side.
Yeah. What you would say about them 2 goals is when you're playing Chelsea, they're the 2 goals. To concede 2 goals like that against Chelsea is just disappointing. Like, if you're going to concede a goal against Chelsea, you want it to be like their 3rd, which is just like a quality counter-attack because of their players.
Yeah.
Not gift them the goals, which I feel like we did both occasions. But we managed to get ourselves back in it, and it was a nice goal from Jordan Clark, massively helped out by their goalkeeper, Kepa.
Good.
But it was nice though, weren't it? Just to have something to cheer about, to give us a bit of hope for that second half, to give the neutrals something to look at and go, actually, we could have a game here. And it was a nice move from everyone. Pelly, nice ball out wide to Bree. Bree showed signs of this against Brentford last Wednesday with them balls from the right-hand side. And this time Clark finishes the chance and we're back in the game.
I thought he struck it okay. I mean, I think the commentator, again, that was a very... he was not very complimentary about it, was he? He said, it was a good strike, but it wasn't much powerful enough to go in. So
it wasn't really, was it?
But the keeper was unsighted. He went almost just a little. He's unsighted with that pass. Yeah, maybe he should have saved it. But how many times in the past have we said that about our own goalkeeper?
Yeah, but our own goalkeeper's not worth 71 million.
Doesn't matter. He did. He made a mistake. Good. Who cares?
But at the same time, I thought it was a good move. Like you said, he's got sprayed out wide, little sort of, ball back across to Clark. And like you said, he's hit it well. He has.
For me, it's.
How many times you see that though? You see that every single weekend in at least one or two games over English football leagues. You know what I mean? You see it all the time. Even the Premier League, you see it.
The movement towards that goal deserved a goal, and we got a goal, and we deserved it. We deserved that goal.
And what have you made of Bree in the last couple of games? Because I thought against Brentford, a lot of our attacks did come from that right-hand side. And I remember he played that ball to Cornick, which he missed. And then this weekend again against Chelsea, I thought he was great again.
I was just about to say about James Berry, massively impressed since he's come back into the team. Mate, was it since, I don't know his first game back, was it the Reading game? Or wherever it was. But since then, he's been incredible. I think he's been, the top three of our best players probably on a consistency basis. But yeah.
He just offers you something, I say something, a lot different than like the likes of Pearson and Craney could at right back, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's more, what's probably the word, mobile maybe, a little bit quicker. But look, maybe, technically better as well. Well, maybe not Craney, don't get wrong. Craney is technically very good, but I know what you're saying. He's a bit younger as well, isn't he? But no, like I said, mate, he's been consistent, and that's what you want. If you're getting a solid 7, 8 out of 10 every week, then I'm happy with that. I'm sure you're all happy with that. You don't want him to go on well beaten runs and beat 6, 7, 8 players. You don't expect that from him. You just expect some consistency.
He just looks a different player this season, though, doesn't he, than what he did under Graham Jones last season?
Mm-hmm. More comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
Massively.
I was saying at the weekend how much better it would be if we had just that tiny bit more pace. That's all. Just that tiny. How much better would we be if we had that tiny bit more pace? That's about all I would say.
Into the second half then, one change, Potts in for Ray. Didn't think Ray had his best game against Chelsea. I thought he was caught a couple of times, but we're playing Chelsea, so I'll let him off. And we did grow into the second half a bit, didn't we? Chelsea, obviously, we played some good football. Chelsea came out as well, looking good. And we hung in there and had that big chance from Harry Cornick. And it's a lovely move as well. Potts into Pelly. Nice little first-time ball from Pell into Cornick. And he's...
Cornick must score.
He's Cornick. It's just Cornick, isn't it?
My question there would be, would the likes of Collins have scored that goal? Who knows? But he should have scored it. How many times has been told he needs to put it across the goal as well? Or at least low?
Yeah, hit it low. Yeah, exactly that.
It was coming.
Make the keeper work. Well, he did make the keeper work, but you know what I mean? Like, just make it difficult for him.
Yeah. But
I know people might say it's a good save for the keeper, but it's an easy save. I'll be honest, I think I could have saved it. I think you could have saved that.
I don't think I could have because of my age, but
well.
I would say if you play it across the goal, having seen how the goalkeeper fumbled in the first half, you'd think there was a chance there. 2-2, game on, huh?
It just comes to a stage where I feel like we do talk about stuff like this with Harry Cornick a lot, and I don't want to bore people by keep going on about it, but it just gets to that stage now where it's like, I don't know what else you can say. It's just like Cornick gets that chance, and it's just the same outcome all the time at the moment.
I do get it, but at the same time, like I always say to you boys, right? I say it to anyone, I'd rather have him in the team rather than against us. I'll be honest, because I tell you what, if I was a professional footballer playing against him, he frightened me. His pace, everything about him is direct. He frightens me. All right, sometimes predictable as he can be, and he can't finish, but I still really, really like him. And I tell you what, people might say, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't want Cornick for next season." I've had a few people say it. I don't know about that. Do you know what I mean? Come on.
Does 0 goals and 3 assists frighten you?
Mate, his pace frightens me. He's mate, look how far he gets up the pitch sometimes, just by running. All right, sometimes, even if he doesn't like get the final product or whatever, he still flies up that wing, gets, say, I don't know, 40 yards up the pitch. I'm sure that plays a massive contribution to what we do as well.
Yeah, of course.
Is it not?
Yeah, of course. And also...
Carries the ball well.
Yeah, when he does that, then he's occupying more than one defender,
Yes.
which makes gaps for others. And you could say that about other players on the team, you know. Collins hasn't scored for a while, you know, that sort of thing. But it's a team game, isn't it? And if one's occupied by looking after Harry Cornick, then it opens up players elsewhere on the pitch. That's how I would look at it. So maybe he's got more than 3 actual assists in a different way.
A lot of
sorry, Greg, before we quickly move on a second, can I quickly say as well about, obviously, the reference to Collins as well? Sometimes with James Collins as well, if people go on about Cornick, they need to look at Collins as well then, if that's the case, because he does, you know, some things you think, he relies on, you know, goal scoring, this and that. He actually doesn't score that many, if you look at it.
No, I think Collins should have had a lot more goals this season. He's missed quite a few big chances this season, Colo.
Few. Love him though. Do you know what I mean?
One that springs to mind is that Birmingham home game where he's missed that chance. Missed that chance against QPR. Started the second half. Yeah, Colo's missed some big ones as well. Which is why we need a striker, mate. Which is why everyone's saying we need a striker. But what are you going to do?
Hard to come by, don't they? Like we was discussing last week, mate. You're paying £1 million for like a striker from League Two.
Yeah, true.
He's had half a good season.
We did have a lot of questions today on our question page about Harry Cornick, but I think we've just pretty much answered them. Ronnie said, should Cornick be started?
I believe so. For me, yeah.
There'll come a time where he doesn't, and then you can take your opinion from that. I would say, you know, how much better do we play with or without him? That's how I'd answer that question. So there will be a time where he gets rested, and he doesn't start, and they'll all be screaming for him to come on.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at Chelsea's third goal then. This is the type of goal that I didn't mind conceding against Chelsea. If we were going to concede any goal, it would be fast-flowing, attacking football, one-touch passes, and you just look at it and go, fair play. Fair play. We can't stop that. And it was Abraham on his hat-trick. Fair play. That's all I can say. What do you reckon?
I was gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of gutted. But
I was gutted. Well, because, you know, I look at it with rose-tinted specs all the time, and I don't apologise for that because I support Luton Town. And when I'm watching that game, I don't want us to concede that sort of goal because as classed as they are and as expensive as that team was, it looked really easy, didn't it? I'm thinking, why didn't we defend that? But I know when I look back on it, I realise that, you know, we're up against it. I realise what a fantastic move it was, but at the time, no.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I felt about it. I thought that was just so easy. It was unreal. That's how I looked at it. Yeah. So,
like, it was a little bit easier. But don't get me wrong, it was a good goal. But it was, like you say, Dave, I do agree with you there, Dave. It was slightly easy. But at the same time, I do think that, you know, it goes down to sometimes chasing the hell out of the team. Do you know what I mean? For large periods of that game, we were chasing. And we were chasing around the park. You know what I mean? You couldn't get close to them. They were pulling us apart at certain times. Not so obviously like we didn't disgrace ourselves, but at times you can see it. Yeah. In certain periods we were running.
I think
you know not going to keep that up against a Premier League team. When they keep you running, you do get tired, and you will concede a goal back.
You can see the void between us and them at times. I agree with that. I can't disagree with Luke. The goal was a good move. It was fast. It was pacey. The passing was good. I just thought, you know, I wanted us to defend it better.
Yeah, but I want us to defend the first goal and the second goal.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But that's because
the first and second are 10 times easier to defend better than that third.
100%.
You're playing against them players that Callum Hudson-Odoi comes on.
Yeah,
he's like the next best thing in England on the wing.
I get that.
And I just think if you're going to concede a goal to Chelsea, I'm fine. Concede it like that. Just not like the first and second.
I think the reason I got a bit upset about it at the time,
because it's the one that kills the game.
It is the one that kills the game, right?
I get that.
And then I look back at it and thinking, well, that was just maybe in the fashion of the day and the beers that I've been drinking. It was well, you know, it was only lunchtime, wasn't it?
But how more annoyed would you have been if Potts would have tried a back pass and it was like short and then Werner got in, took it around? Then you'd be like, that's a terrible goal to concede. That's what I'm saying. At least it was like, look, we couldn't have done a lot. But
did it not stem from a counter attack as well? That goal.
yeah.
We had a ball in their half and we lost it or whatever. Yeah. Talking of parts, actually, didn't he? He lost it at one point, didn't he? As well. He tried, a great opportunity to cross the ball and he sort of just passed it. So lame.
They moved the ball well. They scored a good goal. I wasn't happy that it went in.
We also had a chance to save a penalty when Clark took down Werner. I just thought this was brilliant because everyone wanted him to score, get his confidence back for the Premier League. And up pops Sluga. A brilliant save as well. And I love the way VAR had to check if it was going to be retaken. But a word on Sluga, I just thought he was... I thought he showed himself. He made a quality save as well in that second half. I thought he was great.
World-class save in that second half. The penalty save, his heel was just about on the line, wasn't it? I mean, that again is the opposite of VAR, isn't it? They're going to go and they're going to take that moment away from you. At the point, it wouldn't change the game, would it? Let's be fair. They should have let him stay, even if it wasn't. They should have let him keep it.
Class save from Sluga. And once again... Despite that first and second goal, whatever you say about him, I honestly think this guy's proven his worth this season.
Can we get away from blaming him for the first goal? It wasn't his fault. So, second goal, yes. He made a worldly save. He made some good stops, and he made a penalty save. Goodness, mate, what more do you want from your keeper?
I'm going to throw this in there as well. I don't think any of the goals are his fault, really. I think the second, even the first goal, no way. Do you know what I mean? That's a number of things. Second one is a number of things. The marking is shite. Do you know what I mean? I think was it Lockyer had a fucking hold of Tammy Abraham. Didn't jump with him, just
had his arms around him, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Give him
a dance.
Hug, give him a kiss or whatever. Dude. And everyone just fucking stood there watching the ball and I thought, hang on a minute. And I was obviously slating Sluga, but come on, man. It was just all round shite defended. The second goal was shit. Pure shite.
But don't take it away. Don't take the focus away and what a good penalty save it was. He had a great game in the end, I think.
Well, with the next 5 minutes, I wanted to look at a player who did come into that starting 11, Ryan Tunnicliffe. I thought he had an all right game, actually. And when we saw the BBC graphics said he was playing like as a kind of like second striker, centre forward role, even producer Jacob was like, he texted me and he was like BBC drunk or something. Like, why is Tunnicliffe playing up here? And he kind of did play that second striker role, didn't he? And I thought he played it quite well.
Yeah, I thought he did well. I thought he pressed well from the front anyway, if that was the position he was playing. Not like they do on FIFA, mate. You cover the, cover wing and cover centre. But yeah, he did all right. That's what you want to see. You just want to see people working hard at the end of the day. I mean, you're not always going to be blessed with that, most technical ability against the Chelsea side or whatever like that. But as long as you put a bit of design to your pressing, just a bit of heart, I think we saw that from him as well.
I feel quite confident when Tunnicliffe's on the ball as well. I don't know why. I had no reason to believe anything about him about being confident when he's on the ball, but I thought he was all right the weekend.
I just trying to remember all of his contributions. If I'm honest, for me, he's not a player that stands out in our team. For me personally, and I'm just thinking, well, you're talking like he did loads on Saturday, and I can't remember it. So is that?
I just remember early on him and Cornick pressing quite well, and I thought, all right, Tunnicliffe looks all right here. I think I prefer him higher up the pitch.
Yeah, I get that.
I prefer that, and maybe I'd like to see him have an opportunity there in the league.
Can we go back to the Man United game? Oh, that's echoing a little bit, Jesus. But yeah, back to the Man United game. Hang on a minute, lads, that's echoing. Can you hear that?
No, mate, you're fine.
Keep talking.
You're fine. Man United game.
All I can hear is myself, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah. Hang on a minute, let me turn this down a minute. Yeah, Man United game. Anyway, that's a bit better. But I think in that game, he done a lot, well, like against better opposition, mate. I'm not even gonna lie, this is fucking doing my head in. All I can hear is myself echoing. Oh my God, what's going on?
Well, that's a different different course to take on the podcast. But sorry, talk about the Man United game. Go for it.
But that's good. Yeah, and I was just saying about obviously, go back to the United game. I thought he had a very, very good game in that as well. I thought, against higher opposition, better quality. He showed glimpses of what he can do. And like you said, pressing from the front with Cornick, I agree. So I know you don't remember much, Dave. Obviously,
I would say I don't.
And whatever.
I generally don't know if Nathan Jones knows who his best starting 11 is. If I'm honest, sometimes.
No.
I don't dislike Tunnicliffe. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike him, but he doesn't stand out. He's not a player for me that stands out all of the time.
Here's what you guys thought about Ryan
I agree with
Tunnicliffe and his performance against Chelsea the weekend. Richard said, he is better this season compared to last. That said, he doesn't really do anything. Gives the ball away a lot. Pelly is a better option in the cam position after Berry. I wouldn't miss him if he left. Callum says, he gave the ball away a bit too much. I don't see him being here come next month. But then again, Morel's gone missing, so who knows? And I guess it says a lot, doesn't it? You know, if Tunnicliffe's getting in that squad ahead of Morel still and stuff like that, who knows what's going on with Morel behind the scenes?
Is he injured or something?
Who knows?
Is he injured?
No idea.
Because you praised him a lot. You love Morel.
Yeah, mate, I love him. I think he's a brilliant player. Do you know, it actually hurts me a little bit to look at the team lineup or just even the bench and just say, why the fuck is he not there? I don't get it.
Well, there must be another reason
honestly,
that we're not aware of. There must be a reason that he's not on the team. There must be a valid reason.
And I'm happy to trust those who see him week in, week out, or day in, day out at the club, really. Cam says he's one of those players that doesn't do much wrong, but also doesn't have much of an impact on the game. Would choose Berry, Pelly, Ray over him every day, in my opinion. Kieran said the quality is there. He shows glimpses of it, but just isn't consistent enough. Often underutilised and not played as a defensive midfielder. But when you have Ray and Morel as options, how does he get in?
See, these guys are all backing up what I've just said, aren't they? He's just as a player. Sometimes you look at him and you go, oh, well, Tunnicliffe's on.
Yeah,
And, you know,
of course, I agree with that.
One of those players in your
give
team.
him some praise.
Well, no, you can give him some praise because he did play well. You can't say he didn't play well at the weekend. You can't say that, but it's consistency.
I feel like we slated him too long as well.
No, yeah, I just feel that when you talk about your team, don't matter when you watch your team, there's always one of your favourite players or one player that really puts an effort in or one that really stands out for you. I mean, at the moment, obviously, we've got Dewsbury Hall, and he really stands out. Tunnicliffe is just...
That must be the first time we mentioned Dewsbury Hall today, I think.
Yeah,
we haven't talked about him. He was class as well at the weekend.
Go on, you want to mention something else, didn't you?
Yeah.
Have
you got it?
Go on.
Well, aren't you wearing it?
Oh, I got a shirt of his name on the back. No, it's upstairs. Didn't wear it for today. But anyway, I like this comment from James about Tunnicliffe. He says, I think he's underrated, really. Not his best game yesterday, but normally tidy in possession and press as well. Unfortunately, won't ever dislodge a Nathan Jones signing, even when they are underperforming. He's an easy scapegoat when things go wrong, as he was signed by Graham Jones, not Nathan Jones. What do you reckon to that?
Scapegoats.
Yeah, scapegoating happens. Yeah, I've seen a few players though. To be honest,
Do you think really though that the current manager would give a crap who signed who? I think Nathan Jones has his favourites. If that's what James is saying there, Nathan Jones has his favourites that he's always.
Well, it's just not his signing, is it? I think that plays a huge role.
Yeah, but it don't mean he can't be.
If you're talented enough,
no, definitely
create a relationship or whatever.
I mean, if you inherited a team that had one of the world's best players in it, and we're not talking Luton now, and he wasn't your signing, you'd keep him in, wouldn't you? So does that make any difference? No.
I just like the comment about him being good in possession and pressing well, because that's what I thought of the weekend when he got the ball. I was like, actually quite confident with him on the ball.
But if he was consistent with it all of the time, then he would be one of your standout players. But that's the problem. He isn't. And maybe that's because he hasn't got enough time in the team. I don't know.
I think the majority of the time that we have seen Ryan Tunnicliffe, I think, I'd say it's been more, bad maybe than good. In my opinion, I mean, don't get it wrong, but, everyone has a different opinion. But he did have a bit of a shit season last season, let's face it. He did. Yeah. He didn't have a great time of it. He had his moments, don't get it wrong. I've seen him play previous to Luton. And I thought he was a good player. I'm sure there's a good player in there somewhere, but he just, you're not going to get better without having more game time. You need consistency. True. You need game time. You need confidence.
True. And games come in thick and fast as they are.
We're not going to see that, I think.
Yeah, but the games come in as quick as they are. Squad rotation is inevitable. It's going to happen. There's so many games coming up so quickly that it's hard to keep the same team, isn't it?
So everyone can break into the team.
Yeah.
And do well.
Should we get into some questions and answers from Twitter and Instagram today?
Why not?
Let's go.
The answer to this first one is no. But Tom says, did we have an input on Lampard being sacked? No.
All right, then. Nah. You all say no. Let's say, yeah, because they expected to beat us 7-0. No, of course we didn't. Of course we didn't. It would have been easier to sack him had they lost against us. It would have been Frank Lampard. Yeah, you should have beaten Luton Town, Little Luton. You should have done that
I think Chelsea made up their mind about Lampard a good week ago, didn't they?
easily because they've already got the new guy in place, haven't they?
Yeah. Old PSG bloke.
Yeah, I
Isn't
was going to say, is it Tuchel, whatever his name is?
So it would have been nice to say yes to that one. It would have been nice because that means we were in the next round of the cup.
Mm-hmm.
James says, will we see another signing in this window? And who do you guys want to see come in? I think we might see 2 or 3, because I think, Kyoso's left for Northampton today on loan.
Oh, shit, is he?
Yeah, have you not seen that? Yeah, so
Oh,
Kyoso's
right, okay.
left for
No.
Northampton on loan. Obviously, Osho's gone to Rochdale, is it?
Yeah.
There was rumours of Galloway going and rumours of him failing a medical. Not sure how true that is, but
I thought he went Shrewsbury, didn't he not?
never confirmed, mate.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, shit.
So rumours were he
Okay.
failed a medical.
No, it doesn't really surprise me.
But Nathan Jones has already said he's happy to let him go this window. And then we're looking quite light, so I can't see us not signing someone. We had a bid for that Twine from Swindon turned down. Would expect us to go back in, but we're going to sign someone, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we're going to sign a couple of players at least. Well, one at least, maybe 2. But who is it? No one knows. No one actually knows who we're going to sign. But who would you really want? I know everyone wants a striker. I think it's that Twine. I think he's the one we're going to go in for.
Hey, the Newport goalkeeper scored more than our front one for the last couple of weeks, hasn't he? Let's be fair.
Oh, Dave, that's such a you comment, isn't it?
I know it's me. I just when someone says who would you like to come in, we had this conversation last week. Really, you can't decide who it is because we can't afford the really quality striker. So you're either going to get a Premiership loan or we're going to get someone from the lower leagues. If you ask me about the lower leagues, don't know, don't follow it. If I'm honest, so we're either going to get some Premiership, under 23 player or whatever.
Youngster.
Yeah, youngster. Or we're going to go for an established lower league striker. Who is that? I don't know because I don't look at them. Terrible, really, isn't it?
We are in a situation, and I think we've said this before, though, where the kind of striker we want and need is like a ready-made, like proper striker. That's the type of striker we want.
Though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the type of striker we want, but the realistic striker we're going to get is a youngster who's not proven, a Premier League loan who, again, maybe potential, but not proven.
True, absolutely true.
It's so tough.
But then if
you go out and spend 10 mil.
But then if you land a gem, like we've done with Dewsbury Hall, you go, well, that was a good move. So, let's wait and see. There's not that much longer left to wait, is there? Let's be fair.
Also, you look how many teams as well, or supposedly bigger clubs than us, have gone in for like you say, Premier League youngsters, like trying to find that gem, and it's pulled off for him. I mean, you've got to look at, was it Adam Armstrong? I was thinking it wrong. I know he was Newcastle originally. What about that? I've gone Blackburn here. Is it Sam Gallagher? Another one?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to look at them players. I mean, it pays off even at championship level. So I wouldn't mind if we're going for a younger sort of Premier League player. It's unproven. I don't care.
Brewster at Swansea last year.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So if it fits and it works for your club and you can get them and they look good.
Even Gibbs White for Swansea this year was good. But I don't think he was a striker. But
I also think when you go for loan players, your management team makes the difference. Why do people come to Nathan Jones? Because he sells the club and he sells himself and he sells how we can develop players. So if we're going to get a loan, we're going to get a good loan, aren't we? Let's be fair. That's how I look at it. So it would be lovely to go and say, let's spend 2, 3, 4 million pounds on a player, but that's never going to happen until we get more income, until we're at Power Court, until we're in the Premier League, because that's going to happen. See, I didn't say Premiership this week.
Good boy. Very good. I did see an interesting statement on Twitter the other day. I can't remember who tweeted it, but I just saw it when scrolling, and it was someone who's basically said, is it worth the risk of going out and spending 5 mil on a striker? Is that going to improve us to the extent where we are challenging for the playoffs? Because if we can just make by with what we've got, being mid-table, obviously you're going to have to improve next season anyway, but is it a waste of time going out and spending 5 mil on a striker?
To be honest, at the moment, current situations, I don't know what the club's financial state is, but I think we have like a slight indication, but I wouldn't say risk anything right now. Just stick with what you got. See if you can get a gem, like I say, but I wouldn't risk anything right now. Don't risk anything.
And we return to league action next Saturday with Blackburn away. Mm-hmm. Another tough away game. You look at them last 4 games, 4 away games in a row. it'd be good, nice just to get another point or 3 out of that, wouldn't it?
A point would be nice.
Right.
3 would be fantastic. A good performance and a couple of goals, because we're not scoring many away, are we? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
So
let's match the result from last season. Let's get 3 points.
Yeah, just get 3 points. Because we got 3 points Saturday, according to the
just 3
commentators.
Yeah.
So that didn't. Where's that gone?
Chelsea got the 3 points, not us. But
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Well,
either way,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all we've got time for today. Nice joining you, joining us. Not nice joining you like I'm a guest on my own podcast, but it's nice, isn't it? It's good fun podcast during lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
it's
nice.
nice
It'd be
fun.
nice. It'd be nicer when Patara gets a chance to come and sit around the table again.
yes,
but
it always.
I feel like we need a better setup. I feel like we need a studio or more cameras or something.
yeah, well, you can.
Because that one's
Exactly,
just
I
switched
can
off. Yeah, our camera's just switched off. So if you're watching on YouTube, sorry about that.
Well, there's the answer. You do need a
Yeah.
better camera. And I don't know what.
Then I could do this, boys.
No, yeah, it does
Yeah, it
mean
does.
you can do that.
Yeah, you
But
can do
I
that.
would stop that now. Put
Yeah,
it away.
Put your clothes back on.
Right. On that note, we're going to leave you. Thanks so much
Thank
for
God that
listening.
wasn't on YouTube.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't worry, YouTube, you didn't miss out on anything. Join us next week.
It's very
Oi.
tiny. Very tiny.
Have a good one. And we'll see you soon.